You know. Oh, hello! Happy World Fringe Day to you guys at the Great Yorkshire Fringe. Why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about your festival?
Well, should I go first and you introduce? So I'm Mark. I'm looking after the box office, selling all our tickets at the Great Yorkshire Fringe. I also look after sponsorship, do a little bit of marketing, a bit of outreach in York. That's me.
And I'm Jane, and I'm one of the festival producers. So my job is wide. I do everything from helping with programming to logistics for the fit up to gathering our huge team of volunteers who help run the front of house, to cleaning the toilets, to whatever happens, dealing with artists, all the rest of it. So I've been with the Fringe for 3 years, but the Great Yorkshire Fringe itself is in its 4th year, which is exciting. And we are on site in the centre of York on Parliament Street, which is York's biggest shopping area, basically. And the idea of the Fringe really is because we're on the way to Edinburgh, literally, for most of the acts. Obviously, we've got quite a London-centric sort of system going on in the UK, and we are literally on the train line on the way to Edinburgh. So we site our festival just before Edinburgh, and that means we gather quite a lot of the previews and stuff on their last sort of stop before Edinburgh, which is great. We have 3 venues on our site itself, 2 very beautiful Spiegel tents, which are these wooden and wooden tents, really. They're in a circular shape, and they are they're beautiful. They come all the way from Belgium and are built by lots of very strapping, beautiful Belgian men who jump out of their truck and build it all in a day. It's amazing. So we've got the White Rose Rotunda, the Turnpot, and our 3rd venue is a lovely white marquee, which is our Teapot. And so the venues range from 100-seater up to nearly 300. And those are programmed all the way through the festival. And then we also have some satellite venues around the city. We're at the Grand Opera House in York this year with Reginald D. Hunter and Michael Palin. And then we have a slightly smaller venue, about an 80-seater, at the basement at City Screen. And that's got lots of our more up-and-coming plays and one-man band sort of stuff.
Your festival starts in like 8 days, is it? 8 days?
No.
How are you faring?
Yeah, we're actually sat on Bob at the moment.
We're in a double-decker bus. Can I show you a quick picture on our Instagram?
Yes.
We are sat inside Bob at the moment.
Wow, that's so cool. And so have you got the bus every year?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So Bob is our central hub for the festival, really. It's where box office runs from, and we've been on site with Bob since last Tuesday. The thing about the people of York is that we've sort of had to teach them how to fringe, if that makes any sense.
I know that one.
And they don't believe anything's going to happen until they see it here. So our ticket sales, which have been really good this year, we're really pleased. People are really happy to have us back. But it means we're actually on the ground in York for a couple of weeks before the festival opens for people to come and chat to us and find out what they need to see and get their tickets in their hands, which they seem to really like. But yeah, Bob is a beautiful conversion, actually. Our production manager, Phil, has done a fantastic job. It's covered in AstroTurf, so it looks like a travelling hedge. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really pretty cool. So so that's where we're based. It has its foibles in that when you go up to the top deck, it rocks.
Yeah, it's a bit like being on a boat, but
but we love it. We love it. That's where we are.
Oh, it sounds fab. That does sound really cool. And we've lost your sound.
No.
Oh no, there you go. You're back again. It looks really big, actually. The bus looks really big from here.
Oh, really? Well, you can pretty much. I think if we held hands, we could touch from side to side.
We can. So it seats 4 box office staff members, as well as it allows admin people to come in throughout the Fringe to work upstairs as well. And last year we used it as a little bit of a green room as well for some acts that wanted a bit more space. As
favourite ones.
Yeah, they can go upstairs and read a book or something before their show starts.
Yeah, it does become a little bit like a greenhouse though, when the weather's warm, because it's all windows obviously. But no, it's great, and it's where we store all our prints. So over the last few days, we've had 20,000 festival programs delivered. So they are all stashed on here somewhere.
These are programs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look cute.
They are really sweet. And then we have all of our acts send us their print, their A4, their A5 leaflets and everything else. So it's good. It's a good little base.
And what do you think the impact is of your Fringe? I mean, you've already said you're teaching the audience how to Fringe, and actually that came up in the previous interview about kind of training audiences to accept culture and performance in a new and different way. And why do you think, kind of on the whole, Fringe festivals are important?
Well, for me, I think particularly here in York, we've got we're really lucky in York. We've got quite a high standard of cultural experiences already happening. We've got probably the largest regional producing house in York at the Theatre Royal. We've got a big commercial venue at the Opera House and also the Barbican. But there isn't really a platform in York for a smaller audience set, if you see what I mean. So there aren't many venues for people to be able to do 100-seater, 200-seater sort of events, really. And we provide that. So I think that's really important. We feel like we're a platform both for the huge amount of local acts there are around, but also for people from outside of Yorkshire to come in and do that. So I think, yeah, it's about being multi-discipline, multi-venue. I think that's the main impact we have on York, is that everybody gets to go, if you know what I mean. It's a curated festival, so we open submissions and we had a really overwhelming response this year, actually, but particularly from the smaller venue style stuff, for people trying out, for people that it's their first or second year. They might be going up to Edinburgh, they might have done Brighton, and they wanted to do something in their home city. And yeah, I think that's why Fringe is important, because it gives people who maybe wouldn't fill the Opera House or fill a 1,000-seater an opportunity to perform on a professional level, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, definitely. Have you, because you're relatively new, so you've had 3 Fringe festivals and this is your 4th coming up. Have you noticed a difference kind of leading up into this Fringe festival? Because from me personally, I've kind of felt like there's been a real elevation in your kind of public, you're more out there. I can definitely see a difference in that.
Yeah, well, I think we're learning. I think that's the thing. I think that's what's exciting about working for something like this, is we're not stuck in an institutionalized business that thinks it knows what it's doing, if you know what I mean. Obviously, we're very competent and professional and we do know what we're doing, but we're learning every year, and we're learning from other people, from other Fringe festivals, from other events that happen in and around York. I mean, we're like I was saying, we're really lucky in York that people are receptive. We've got quite a white middle class demographic going on, and sad to say, most of our audience would fit that. And we're trying to move forward to find ways to engage all the different parts of society in the Fringe. I mean, we have things like, I'll show you, we've got our dog show. So we have the Great Yorkshire Fringe Dog Show, which is a real chance as a community event, because it's just a bit of fun. No serious cruft style stuff going on here. I mean, the first year Tom Stade was the judge for us. Then last year it was Gronwy Tom, who's from Slightly Fat Features, who was one of our big Fringe shows last year. And it's £2 an entry, and you can stick your dog in for an entry. And what we realised is there was more spectators for the Fringe dog show than there was people taking part. So we did all for charity for the RSPCA in York. So little things like that allow us to find different little pockets of people that maybe can't afford or don't think they can afford to come to the Fringe. That's the thing that we need to teach them, is that, you know, lots of our shows are £7-8. Some of them are paid as you decide, and it's finding a way to get the information to those people who don't think that the arts are for them, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Really should have answered your question then, but anyway.
You did, it's all good. So Mark, you and I just discovered that we're from the same town.
We went to the same school.
We went to the same school. So I'm just I've been trying to work out if I recognise you, and I'm not. I think I'm probably a bit older than you. So
you know my sister.
What's she called?
Heidi Godfrey. Well, Heidi Davies now.
Rings a bell.
I'm Francis.
Oh, Michael. Michael House.
Not talking anymore.
For the global Fringe movement, such a broad yet small family. Yeah, it's really, that sounds amazing. Your festival is going to be great in 8 days time. So have an amazing festival. I do want to kind of wrap up by telling anybody some special nuggets about your Fringe.
Well, we're kicking off on the 19th. That's a week on Thursday. We're 11 days. Come to York and come and experience it. You can get tickets online or here with us at the box office. We've got our most diverse, varied programme in previous years. We are catering for theatre, for comedy, for music, for dance. We're covering lots of bases this year and lots of family shows as well. We've got Monstersaurus, which is our big family headliner, which a lot of little families in the area are getting very excited about. And so there's, I think there's something for everyone. That's what we love about Fringe festivals. It's whatever your taste is, no matter how niche, we will have something for you. So we're just really excited to be back.
The other thing that I would add to that is that we're really lucky that we've got a huge amount of food and drink concessions that gravitate into Parliament Street. So you don't actually have to pay to go and see a show to come and soak up the Fringe environment, if you see what I mean, and the atmosphere. We've got lovely sort of like all sort of world food things, a beautiful gin bar, which is my saviour throughout the 11 days of the festival. And yeah, so it's a case of getting people to come down, and even if they've not booked any tickets, to come see what it's all about and see if we can't persuade you, put our box office team to the test, see if we can't persuade you into one of the venues.
Oh, it sounds brilliant. Well, thank you both very much, and I want to wish you a very happy World Fringe Day.
Thank you.
We will catch up with you soon. And as the first time I've met you both, this has been brilliant. It's great to see you here. Thanks for joining us.
Lovely.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you for hosting. Thank you for bringing the Fringes together.
Have a good day.